This is the game between Judit Polger and Alexander Motylev, and Judit Polger is black here and white is Alexander Motylev. So we reach to the critical moment of the game, and Alexander Motylev was Russian champion in 2001, and he is also the European champion in 2014. He is a strong Russian chess grandmaster. So in this game I'm going to show you how Judit Polgar deal with him and defeated him. So this was the critical moment. Here it was white to move, so white simply capture the pawn, and Judith capture with the pawn back again. So let us see why Judith take back with pawn, why she did not this capture this bishop in c3 square. So let's suppose if she would have been captured, then white would continue with f7 check, and if king goes to here, then it is simply a checkmate. So if black would capture this pawn, then the rook is coming in the game, so white will have to face few difficulties, and also the white bishop is also coming for the target, so it is a very risky for the black. And if suppose king goes to h8 square, then white can play this rook captures d8, and after the rook capture it back, then white can play this bishop to d3 move, and this the black pawn is in heavy target with the bishop with the rook, so this will be very much favorable for the white. That's why in the game the pawn capture, Judith did not go for bishop capture c3. Instead she captured g6 square. Now it was white to move, so white capture this knight. Now now the Judith Polgar actually captured this bishop in c3. So let's suppose if Judith did not have capture by this bishop, then let's suppose if she would have captured this white rook of a d4 square, then white would have an idea of playing queen to e5. Now white is threatening to capture the bishop in rook in the one side, and threatening to checkmate the black king on the other side. So black would have to play another move, and this move. So in this way black would have lose his rook. So that was very bad idea. So rook captures knight, then Judith play rook capture bishop of c3, and after move continue pawn capture rook, rook capture rook, and pawn capture rook, and queen capture the pawn. So this situation happened, which is very favorable for Judith because her bishop are really very strong and very active, while you can see the black bishop, black knight, black rook is not so much active. It was a Judith Polgar move, and it was the white black moves. So if we see at this situation, then we might think that uh, queen to a3 is the best move, capturing one pawn. But in this game actually Judith played g7 move. So let's see why she played g7 instead of queen to a3. So let's see, because now I'm giving you the reason. Suppose if black would have captured this pawn in a a3 square, then white would keep capturing one pawn. But in this game actually Judith played g7 move. So let's see why she played g7 instead of queen to a3. So let's see, because now I'm giving you the reason. Suppose if black would have captured this pawn in a a3 square, then white would give, and only move would be king to g7, then white would simply give a checkmate. So this Judith Polger have seen this move, so she played very nice move and very quiet move. After this situation, chess queen Judith play this bishop to g5, offering white to capture this bishop. But Alexander Motylev did not capture it. Instead, he played king to e2. So let us assume what might happen if white would capture this bishop. If white captures, then black can capture this with a check, and black king cannot go to e1 square because this rook is hanging. So only way is to play this one. So now white is going to lose this valuable pawn of a3. Now from here, if white is not careful, then white may lose the rook also. I'm going to show you one line. So if in this situation, if black is ignored, then if he play mistake move like this, king to c2, then bishop to f5 is very powerful. And suppose in this situation, if rook is played to b2, then this is a check. So if rook blocks, then from queen to c3 is a check, and only move is king to the d1. So after that, we can give bishop check, and if the only move for king is this e2, then after this check, now white is in the danger of losing the rook. So in this line, if white is not careful, then he might lose a piece. So in this position, after the Judith move to bishop to g5, Alexander Motylev did not capture that bishop. Instead, he played king to e2. After this situation, Judith Polger played another stunning move, that is bishop to g4. Now the point of playing this move is, if suppose queen captures this bishop, then queen can give d2 check. If king moves to f3, then this is an amazing checkmate, so that is not possible. So if king goes to f1, then queen to b3 is a check, and after only move king to e1, queen captures b1 is coming with the check and with extra move. So in this position, we can say with black will win the game. Also in this situation, if white tries to block with the pawn, then black can simply play d2 check, and after white king only move, you can see it in the orange dot, that is f1. We can give a check, and in the next rook we are getting the rook. So after this move, Motylev see only the good move would be king to f1, so he played that move. Now Judith Polger played another stunning move, an unexpected move, that is bishop to f4. After, after this move, Motylev resigned. So let's see why he resigned. So suppose if black capture this bishop, then after the check, whatever the white king play, let's say from this play, then this will be the check. So this is not possible. So if king goes to g1 square, then we can capture this rook and forcing king to play this one, and in this way we gain one to lose this. If white captures this bishop, the story will be same. Black can simply capture this, and after the king goes to either of the square, then queen can simply capture this rook with the initiative with the check. So king has to move, and from this way we gain one power. So we can certainly say that we will win this game. why in this game Alexander Motylev simply resigned it, and Judit Polger won this game. We can see how great Judit Polger is because he so simply defeated Russian champion that is Alexander Motylev.